Hello and welcome to another analysis video. Today we're going to be discussing Chelsea 3, AC Milan 0. Chelsea was at home at Stamford Bridge. Wesley Fofana, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Reece James were the three goal scorers. Wesley Fofana's goal was probably the least exciting of the three. Ball was not cleared on the corner. Koulibaly got to the ball, hit off the defender, fell right in front of Wesley Fofana, and he put it to the right of Tatrashanu. I apologize if I said his name wrong. The second goal was much nicer. Reece James, beautiful cross into Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Aubameyang does what he does and scores. And the third goal, Reece James just going up the right side and putting it right above the keeper is a beautiful shot. Graham Potter definitely had his footprint on this game. You could tell by the momentum bar to the left over here, and also just the chances that Chelsea created, a lot more attacking possession-based football compared to what they played under Thomas Tuchel. For AC Milan, they really didn't have a very good game. I thought that Tomori didn't have a very good game. Neither did Kalulu. Serginho Dest really struggled at the right wing back role. I mean, you can tell by the scores here that it wasn't great. I thought Olivier Giroud, it's amazing how much I thought Chelsea missed him after Olivier Giroud left. Also funny that they signed another Arsenal player after another Arsenal number 9 in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who I think is an absolutely perfect fit for Chelsea. Proven goal scorer, proven Premier League player. I know he struggled a little bit in his latter time at Arsenal, but a really great player. And it shows in the last two games he's scored two really nice goals. And that's all you can ask from a number 9, especially Chelsea after the problems that they've had with Timo Werner, Romelu Lukaku, Morata. I can go on and on since basically Diego Costa. Some things I wanted to discuss was the fact that how Potter has already changed his team into something that scares me as a Spurs fan. The attacking trio, Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is really good. I'm not the biggest Havertz fan in the world, but he's really young. The talent that he showed at Bayern Leverkusen, I totally expect him to still find that at Chelsea. It takes a while to adapt to the Premier League. We've seen this with a lot of players. Not often do you see players come in and just kill it from the start. Not often do you see a Salah from Roma really play really well right from the start. Kulusevski from Juventus coming to Tottenham. Usually it takes a while. We've seen this with Jadon Sancho. We've seen it with Havertz. They're not at the level yet where they are expected to be. The other thing I want to talk about is Reece James. Reece James is the best player on Chelsea, hands down. Reece James is the best right back in the Premier League I have seen since Kyle Walker in his prime. And I know Kyle Walker still plays for Manchester City and is still a very good player. But when Kyle Walker first went to Manchester City, when he played for Tottenham a little bit back in 2015-16, he's impressive. He dominates games. He is the perfect fit for this Chelsea system. He's going to be so dangerous under Graham Potter, the way Potter plays his wingbacks. And we saw that with Cucurella and Tariq Lamptey at Brighton. They are the chance creators. They help move the ball up the field. And I think for Potter, he's going to be thrilled with that. If Reece James doesn't play for England and doesn't start at the right wing back role, I don't know what Gareth Southgate is doing. He is that good. I am so jealous that they have him, and he is just what a special player. I mean, we saw with both an assist and a goal today. He can do everything, and his defending is outstanding. That is, and the reason I think he's the best right back in the Premier League is because of his defending as well. He's not just this attacking threat. He is a threat in all aspects of the game. He dominates. You could play him anywhere, really. I mean, I say that kind of with a grain of salt, but you could. He is that good of a player. And him on the same side as Raheem Sterling. I mean, you're talking about this attacking threat there that most teams don't have. I think Manchester City is really the only team in the Premier League that has that attacking threat like that. Liverpool too, a little bit, but especially from a wing back. When it comes to the group, Group E it's really tight. It's one of the tighter groups. With RB Salzburg at 5 points, Chelsea at 4, AC Milan at 4, and Domino Zagreb at 3. This is no offense to Zagreb. I think they're out of this group at this point. I know they're only 2 points behind, and anything can happen in the Champions League. We've seen that happen. But I think it's going to be really interesting between Milan, RB Salzburg, and Chelsea, because if you look at the home and away, everyone's kind of done really well at home. This draw here is RB Salzburg against Chelsea. So RB Salzburg can get points away from home. And I think the most important thing is Chelsea have Milan away, and I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup. I know they're just beating 3-0, but playing at home in the Champions League is super, super important. So I'll be curious to see how Milan do with that. At the same time, I think the two that are going to go through from this group, I think it's going to be RB Salzburg and Chelsea. I do. RB Salzburg's playing really good football. Obviously, they can stay with these teams. They have played really, really well. They haven't lost a game yet, so they're getting points. I think and Chelsea, I think, are going to win the group, because I think Chelsea and the Potter are just going to kind of flower into this amazing team. We're not talking about the Premier League, so I'm not really going to talk about where I think they're going to finish in the league. But in the Champions League, they're definitely going to see the next round. It would take a pretty big drop for them not to. So I think the second spot's going to be between Salzburg and AC Milan. And, AC Milan has 2 home games coming up, so we'll see what happens there. They beat Dinamo Zagreb at home 3-1. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. But to this game, it just was a really poor performance from AC Milan and a great, great, great performance from Chelsea. Definitely what they needed to start their another game in their long run of games here in October and early November before the World Cup. But I am so impressed with the way Chelsea played. It's nice to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek playing really well. I've heard Chelsea fans talk about him very highly for years, and every time I've seen him, I haven't really been that impressed. He is playing a lot better now, and he played a lot better under Thomas Tuchel before Tuchel got sacked, and he's playing a lot better now under Graham Potter, and he fits Graham Potter's system really well. His ability to dribble on the ball and see passes, play these through balls, which is really important when you have Reece James, Raheem Sterling, these players like that. I think he is just a really great fit for this midfield. I'm hoping once Conte comes back, it'll be interesting to see who plays next to Conte. I still expect it to be Mateo Kovacic, just because of how dominant he is in the Chelsea midfield. But the only negative for this game was Wesley Fofana's injury, which looked really bad. I'm hoping it's not an ACL, because Wesley Fofana is a very, very good player and was very good for Chelsea. He just has a very up to Leicester, but he is very unlucky with injuries with his broken leg in the past. And I'm hoping that it's not an ACL; it's just something minor that he can come back with pretty soon. But the domination that Chelsea showed in this game is something that is scary, and people should take notice to, because if they can keep that up, they're going to be a force in the Champions League. And they're also going to be a force in the Premier League with the games they have upcoming. That's going to do it for this video. I'm hoping to have another video out Sunday or Monday, but thank you for tuning in.